Hello students, welcome to chapter number 4. This is the first chapter of magnetism. First point, what is magnetic field? And then Oersted experiment. This experiment you have studied in class 10th. What is magnetic field? We have discussed in lecture 1 of chapter 1. If a charge is static, then it will create only electric field. Only electric field. If the charge is in motion, this will create electric field and magnetic field both. Like electric field, there is a magnetic field. Magnetic field means it will create a magnetic field around a charge. Means if we place any magnet around the moving charge, that particular magnetic needle will experience a torque. That area around the moving charge, that particular area is called magnetic field. Next is Oersted experiment. This is very simple. In this experiment, take one wire and with the battery with a switch and place a magnetic needle here. This is north and this is south. Let us suppose this is north and this is south. If you close the circuit, means when the current is flowing, let us suppose in this direction, the magnetic needle will rotate. The magnetic needle will rotate in a particular direction, in clockwise or anti-clockwise. Means this will become like that or like that. Means it will rotate. Let us suppose this makes some angle like that in this direction. If the current is flowing in this direction, the magnetic needle will rotate in this direction. If we increase the amount of current, the angle will also increase like that. Again, in second experiment, reverse the direction of current. The direction of current will be in this direction. The inclination of magnetic needle will be reversed. If you increase the amount of current in this direction, the angle made by this will also increase. Means conclusion of the Oersted experiment is that if a charge or current is flowing in a conductor, the conductor will create a magnetic field because the magnetic needle placed nearby that conductor experiencing a torque. That means it is confirmed that around any conductor, when the current is flowing, there exists a magnetic field. Oersted experiment only give the concept that there is a magnetic field near the conductor when the conductor has some current. But according to Oersted experiment, we cannot calculate the magnetic field, amount of magnetic field near the conductor, how much magnetic field is present in the nearby the point. But Biot and Savoy will give the formula to calculate the magnetic field present nearby the conductor. First, one thing you know that magnetic field is denoted by capital B, not capital M. Okay, not capital M. Magnetic field is denoted by capital B, like electric field is denoted by capital E. magnetic field is denoted by capital B. In vector form, you can write this is B. And unit of magnetic field is, that is Tesla. A unit of magnetic field is Tesla. And after discussing Biot and Savart law, you will be able to calculate the dimensional formula of magnetic field. First, we will talk about the Biot and Savart law. This is very simple. Biot and Savart law. Biot and Savart law is used to calculate the magnetic field near a conductor if the conductor have some current. Let us suppose this is an arbitrary conductor. In this conductor, current is flowing, that is I, and we need to calculate at that point magnetic field at that point. This all wire will produce magnetic field. If we divide this wire in very small parts, all parts will produce magnetic field. Means, let us suppose this is the very small length, this is dl. This particular element will also produce a magnetic field at that point. If you take here, that is a very small length, very small element of that conductor, that element will also produce magnetic field at that point. Okay. In general form, only take that this particular element, this very small element of the wire, produces a magnetic field at that point, and the distance between that element and the point where we need to calculate the amount of magnetic field, that is let us suppose R is that direction. R is that direction from the element to the point where we need to calculate magnetic field, and dl, direction of dl is this, in this direction. Why not in this direction? Because current is flowing in this direction, that the dl element, vector of dl element will be in this direction. If we reverse the current, the element direction will be in this direction. Okay. Let us suppose this L, this dl element vector and R vector, these two are making an angle theta. This is the angle theta. This angle is between vector dl and vector R. According to Biot and Savart law, magnetic field, this is very small magnetic field because we have taken very small part of the conductor. dB means very small magnetic field at that point is directly proportional to the current flowing in the conductor. That means if we increase the amount of current flowing in the conductor, magnetic field will increase linearly. Magnetic field is also directly proportional to the length of the conductor, length of that element. And magnetic field is also directly proportional to the sine of that angle, I dl sine theta, and magnetic field is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the point and dl. This is like Coulomb's law, inverse square law, you can say that. After removing this particular symbol, that is proportionality, there will be a proportionality constant. Let us suppose this is small k I dl sine theta upon r square. This is the formula for the magnetic field, and this is according to the Biot and Savart law. Okay, value of k will be what? value of K will be mu naught upon 4 pi. Like in electrostatic, K is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught was 9 into 10 to the power 9. In this, the value of K is only 10 to the power minus 7. 10 to the power minus 7. What will be the unit? What will be the unit of that particular constant K? If you take K here, transfer these quantities to this side, dB. This is the magnetic field, this is Tesla, and square. Tesla meter square upon. Sin theta will not have any unit. This is a number. I means ampere, dl means meter. Finally, you can say that after solving, Tesla meter, 1 meter cancel, Tesla meter per ampere, Tesla meter per ampere, where mu naught is permeability of free space. Mu naught is the permeability of free space, like epsilon naught. This is the permittivity of free space. This is the permeability of free space. That particular constant depends upon the medium, like epsilon naught. Okay, this is the when there is nothing, means this experiment is done in the space, then you will take what? Mu naught. If this is not a space, then you will take only mu. That will be the permeability of that particular medium. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, final formula will be dB is equals to K. In place of K, you can write mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square. This is very, very important formula, and most of the derivation is based on that formula. Okay, next point, that is Biot and Savart law in vector form of Biot and Savart law. Just put the value of r. Okay, dB is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl cross r upon. If you put r here, L r sin theta, you know that A cross B is equals to what? A B sin theta. If there is A B sin theta, then you can write A cross B. L dl r sin theta, dl cross r sin theta. If you multiply by r, it must be divided. That will be r cube. This is r cube. In vector form, you can write dB is equals to mu naught by 4 pi I dl cross r upon r cube. This is the vector form of the Biot and Savart law. Next point, that is relation between mu naught, epsilon naught, and c, that is speed of light in vacuum. Mu naught, that is permeability of free space, epsilon naught, that is the permittivity of free space, and c, that is the speed of light in vacuum, that is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Very simple. just put the formulas. You know that mu naught upon 4 pi, mu naught upon 4 pi is equals to 10 to the power minus 7 and 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, that is equals to 9 into 10 to the power 9. 9 into 10 to the power 9. Just divide this by this. If you divide mu naught upon 4 pi divided by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is equals to 10 to the power minus 7 upon 9 into 10 to the power 9. After solving this, you will have mu naught by 4 pi into, just to reverse that, 4 pi epsilon naught upon 1, 10 to the power, you can write it, just take that into downside. What will happen? 9 into 10 to the power 9 and 7, that is equals to 16. That is equals to 16. 4 pi will be cancelled out. Mu naught into epsilon naught, that is equals to 9 into 10 to the power 16. It can be written as 3 into 10 to the power 8 whole square. Simply you can write 1 upon c square, because 3 into 10 to the power 8 is equals to c. You can write 1 upon c square. Finally, you can write mu naught epsilon naught is equals to 1 upon c square. Mu naught epsilon naught is equals to 1 upon c square, or you can see that, just reverse that, c square will be equals to 1 upon mu naught epsilon naught, and c will be equals to 1 upon under root mu naught epsilon naught. If anyone will ask what is the dimension or unit of mu naught into epsilon naught, no need to calculate the unit of epsilon naught and unit of mu naught and multiply. Just you know that mu naught epsilon naught is 1 upon c square, that is equals to 1 upon c square. That will be equals to 1 upon meter per second whole square. Just you can, after calculating, you will get the unit and the dimension of the mu naught and epsilon naught. This is very important. Remember that. Okay. I hope you understood this video. Thank you.